Hi, Tony. All right, I'm going to do your soul rebirth journey now. So, I'm going to be focusing on just doing any clearing out of your closet. You've had kind of an interesting experience the last few months with the Ascension Energy. And so, it's been a little derailing, a little scary. And you've also had some really neat, like 5D style experiences too. And you're going to be leaving the country for a few months. So, it's really good timing to do this healing for you and get you going. So, and on to whole new experiences. And then also, you said you want to see if there's a reason for a lifelong instability, constant changes kind of experience. So, it's been a tiring mystery. So, you've had a lot of life shifts, life changes, and just mood changes as well. So, all right, so I'm just going to relax and then we'll see what happens, okay? It's kind of fun to do these healings for the ascension journey. So, I'll be curious to see how you're feeling after this work as well. So, okay. It's just so quiet right now. There's sort of a sensation of tiptoeing like a mouse, really quiet like a mouse, and little pitter-patter feet just tiptoeing. It's a really quiet space, and I feel like I'm the mouse really small in a really big dark place, and I'm kind of excited about the darkness. In fact, I'm tiptoeing and I'm looking for things. Like, the mouse is on the hunt for some yummy food in the cupboards, and it's sort of exciting. I feel excited, a little person in a really big world, and it's dark in here, and I feel like I fit in with the shadows, and I'm looking for something, a secret thing hidden that is going to make me excited. Like, it's going to fulfill my appetite or whatever it might be. There's no cats in this house. It's just a little mouse in a house. And it's really shadowy, and I'm excited about it. And I'm quiet about it, though, too. I'm investigating the mystery. And I'm far more safe. And it's interesting because in this scenario, the mouse feels safe in the shadow. When, as human beings, the whole ascension wisdom is to come into the light, right? To awaken, to see with greater clarity. But the mouse sees just fine in the dark, and the mouse feels happy in the shadow too. The mouse feels alive. The mouse knows where it is going just fine. And how does it know where it is going? It trusts its instincts, right? And there's something spiritual about this because mice don't think like humans, right? But yet they're quite spiritual as well. They're always guided in the right direction because they are always in alignment with their instincts, which is always in alignment with spirit. They're asking if you feel you are in alignment with your instincts. Do you feel like you are in alignment with spirit? They say that you are. They're actually saying yes to that. They're saying you could feel quite like this mouse. But for you, let's turn the lights on. Because a human being wants to be able to see with clarity. They don't want to try to investigate in the dark. They want to be able to see with clarity. So we are doing a sensation of flipping a switch and turning the lights on. The lights on in your mind. It's fascinating because the next image I get is what is a man who, I don't know how to describe it. We're turning the lights on in your mind, right? There should be an instant excitement about this, but yet the reaction is not as exciting as I expect it should to be. You seem like, I don't know, not enough emotion. Something feels like... So, you have somebody sitting in the dark, okay? And they're just sitting there. You turn the lights on, and there's no response even to the fact that the lights are turned on. But it's being turned on in the head, and then from the mind and the head, it's being projected outward. But yet, there's no acknowledgement of it. Thing is it's not about what you see with your eyes, what you see with your mind. It's about what you see from within your heart. When do the lights come on in your life? is when your heart comes alive. And now the light turns on in a way where you feel emotion and reaction. And reactions that are genuine, sincere, and joyful. They're talking about some of these 5D, they talk about the nature scenes that you've seen and the natural world that seems to be sort of glistening in ways you've never seen it before, and blue skies that seem far bluer than you'd ever seen them before, and other sort of really beautiful experiences that just seem to transcend our normal everyday life. You really feel the impact of the energy shifts, and you really feel you are moving upward in the experience, and even a physical experience too that is in a different dimension. But also you have these really intense emotional shifts that you talked about. And so you're wanting to create the balance. You're wanting to create a consistency, and it's been hard. But you also sort of shared some about life experiences that you're like a jack of all trades. You're always sort of doing something new, and it's not like you pick a job and then you stay in that for the rest of your life. It's just constantly changing, and you're with your emotions as well. And just emotional shifts and rediscovering who you are over and over and over and over again. So they're asking, so who are you? This is all they're saying. They say, who are you? That's it. They're saying it again. So, who then are you? That's what they say. They're asking this man, who I see from behind, also simultaneously from the front. When the light turns on in the head and in the mind, there's still no reaction because the light has to turn on in the heart. But they're showing that you are looking into a mirrored reflection of yourself, and now they're asking you to look into your own eyes and ask yourself, who am I? It just literally, I'm doing this right now with you, and then who am I? So I'm here with you. We are sitting on a chair, each sitting on a chair and then in front of a big mirror. It's fascinating that you do not have a reflection. I'm moving the mirror closer to ensure that it's not because you're at a distance, maybe. Maybe it just needs to be closer. I'm making it so the mirror is the size of your head, and now you're looking into the mirror, looking into your own eyes, looking back into your eyes. And then I'm having you say, who am I, into the mirror, and let's see what happens. When you say, who am I, into the mirror instantly breaks and shatters into many pieces while it's still solidified. They're saying you are many. But as it breaks, they're talking about there's some sort of break in the heart even too. Something feels shattered emotionally. It's really sad to feel it. But yet it's still in one piece, right? It hasn't broken apart, it hasn't fallen apart. You haven't fallen apart, have you? You're solid. And all these cracks and creases are actually beautiful reflections of you. So when you look into all the different pieces, now you see many parts of your face, right? You see many yous looking back at you. And they're saying that is who you are, many. Some part of you does have an emotional release over this because it's not quite, doesn't feel like that's quite the right, it's the right answer, but you want more than that. You want something more than that. It's just because part of the life experience, part of the journey has been, it's caused problems for you emotionally, and this has really sucked for you. Basically, I get to feel every crack in this mirror has an emotion related to it, and it makes me want to cry. Sometimes the pieces say that the only reason we're here is because you got the glue to glue us all back together again. Otherwise, we would be pieces on the floor too sometimes. we would have been pieces on the floor. See what some of the other reflections say. This is getting softer and quieter. There are many other motivations involved with this. What is the desire to set the mirror down? What is the desire to see through the mirrored pieces and look at all the cracks in between the mirrored pieces getting darker even? Sometimes wanting to take the mirror and just bash it and just see all the pieces shatter. Now they're showing that nothing had ever happened to the mirror. You've been looking at it, looking back at you, looking back at you. It was all an illusion. And now the mirror is in total oneness. It's perfectly complete. It's totally a solid mirror in one complete form. It was never broken. You were never broken. And you're looking back at your reflection and you see a complete man. It's what they want. They are showing you that you are a complete man. They're wanting you to set your burdens free. There's a stillness and an emotional response. And also, it's okay to set the mirror down gently. And a contemplation. There are genuine emotions experienced within the heart over this. And they're saying emotion is good. Emotion is good. And they want you to feel. They want you to know it's okay to feel. Sometimes the feelings can be a little much. And you're ready for more of the sunnier experiences in life as the consistent ones. So, let's see what else they say. Again, we are looking at a mirror on the table, looking down at it and acknowledging again that it is not broken. Now, sitting back in the chair, I'm still here with you. It's a fascinating image shift because not much has changed. However, the entire experience is now what is like, I don't know, being a movie star or before you get onto like being in a theatrical play, like a super big one, and you're behind the scenes and you're getting dressed and ready to go. And so you have like a big mirror here and a little sort of makeup desk, or I mean, I don't know how to describe this little space, but it's like you're preparing yourself to go out on stage and then be the center of the show, the center stage guy. There's something that just shifted about the scene. So let's see. Okay. They're asking questions while simultaneously you're getting prepared to face the audience. The questions were so fast and so quiet. They had to do with you contemplating the reality that you could be somebody who has something to share. You could be somebody that could be that important, that you would be before many others looking back at you like the mirror. So now they're the reflection of all these little pieces of mirror now looking back at you, right? You're the face now looking at all these other faces. And there's something about that in conjunction with what your potential is or what you're capable of. Do you feel you are capable of that, though? The man who holds the mirror that looks back at him has many pieces with many emotions associated with them. Set the mirror down, you look at it again, it was in oneness all along. And now we're shifting the scene to where it's not about a broken mirror, it's about many faces and an audience learning and experiencing from your experiences. Now you see the value and the importance of your life in order to make an impact on the many other faces parts of a mirror that make up the oneness, yeah? That you are a part of, that you're a part of transforming people's lives. They're saying that, yes, absolutely, Tony, you have the power, the potential, the charisma, the everything that it takes to make a difference in other people's lives from everything you've come to discover about this world, about the human experience, about being human. About the smarts that you have. You clearly have a lot of smarts, and all these ascension experiences in the 5D that you're telling me, and a lot of this, just you have a lot of metaphysical know-how that you've been acquiring for a while. You really are or can be. You choose, and then you become that. Okay. And see what else they have to say. They're showing me quite a monster coming out of your heart. All I see is literally a hand, but it doesn't look like a human hand. It almost looks like the bottom of a dinosaur foot or something coming out of your heart. And so I'm doing work to pull it out of there. You seem to know it's okay to release it. In fact, you are helping me. You're saying, all right, every time something big and scary comes, I'm ready to release it through my heart portal. I mean, you seem to know to do this. And so this is going to be quite easy for me. It's like a big scary dinosaur. Nothing to worry about. We got you. Spirit says we're always here with you. We're helping you every time you get one of these feather ruffling feelings that just are overwhelming. Just be patient and keep persistently pushing them out of your heart, okay? And you're doing amazing at it. And it's getting easier. In fact, this massive dinosaur was way easier to pull out than I expected. So I'm going to close my eyes and I'm just going to keep watching. They're saying that sometimes this happens in the most unexpected moments. You feel like you're getting on top of life, and like the celebrity scene, like you're backstage getting ready for the super show, the Tony show, and then all of a sudden, dinosaur in the heart. It's like, okay, seriously? Right now, dinosaur in the heart? So they're saying that sometimes this happens at the most inappropriate times, and it just seems really wrong, right? So let's see what else they say about that. They're saying you're doing a very good job of acknowledging the moments and doing your part to release them. You release them through allowing them to be released. This is what they're saying. You just acknowledge, and then you say, I'm ready to release now. And then the release happens. It gets easier and easier. But there's something about you and this trip that you're taking. And it honestly feels like this change of scenery is going to be extremely positive and extremely uplifting and all the right medicine for what you've endured the last several months. This is going to be all the right medicine, and it feels like the opposite of what you've been going through. It's going to feel like a real joy. Let's see what else they say about that. They're showing me colors. Is basically the joy comes from all the colors that you experience. And they're showing me a really beautiful sun, and the sun it's so many different colors in the sky. They're showing me really beautiful scenes with water, and even just the colors just are really captivating. I mean, it's just captivating colors, and they're like the mouse in the house looking for the yummy stuff in the dark, and it's like, ooh, I'm so excited, it's my time now, I can go eat breakfast. No, but you're on this trip, right? And everything, just the food and the nourishment is coming from the bright colors. It's coming from an environment that just feels like it's really full of bright colors. It seems surreally bright. It seems like way brighter than natural. It's honestly, it almost feels like even revitalizing romantically revitalizing. I mean, it feels like there's some a flavor of some romantic flavor about it. And it's stimulating the heart in new ways, stimulating perception in new ways, stimulating senses in new ways that are positive. Not stimulating the senses in the, oh my God, there's a dinosaur coming out of my heart, the scary ew feeling, but it's the life worth living feeling. And they're showing me open arms and holding, hugging, embracing the experience, the life worth living experience that's coming. It even has a reflection of a waterfall that is moving fluidly without stop, and it knows where it is going. It knows what it's going to do next, and it just keeps moving, Water doesn't stop to ask directions. It knows. It just goes. Mouse in house, water knows, it just goes. Like, you see where we're about here? It's right. But it's right, though, this waterfall, because there's water. I get to see the water joyfully moving and then descending and still being joyful and excited, and then and it's still happy, and then the water is continuing to flow. It just goes. It knows, it goes, and it's happy. It's right. It's just right. That's what they keep saying. It's just right. The water is just right. The flow of life is just right. The feel is just right. I mean, it feels awesome. It feels great. It feels like something that hasn't felt this good in a really long time. Like, where have I been? That's how it feels. I could just live in this water. I just could. The water feels perfect. It's great. I don't want to leave it. I don't want to go. I don't know where it's going to take me next, but I really do like the way this feels. So, let's see what else. They show me a man, and he's reclined on a beach, and he actually has a pen, and he's kind of doing the thing on the lip because he's thinking, and like he's got a piece of paper, like a pad of paper, and he's just sort of thinking, and then he's writing, and then he's doing this, and he's looking around, and he's got some other ideas, and he's writing. He's just slowly taking it all in, relaxing, thinking, writing down another thought, and it doesn't feel like there's like I'm in a hurry. Does not exist in the scene at all. What exists is I have nothing but time to relax and take in my thoughts and take in my surroundings and joyfully even express them on the page when I feel inspired to. Not, I only have so much time, and I've got to really quickly think about, there's no rush. There's no sensation of rush. I really like the effect of the, old school, like, style of journal, like pen and paper. We don't see that anymore. That, to me, even just emphasizes the timeliness, timelessness of it all. It's not like you're typing things really quickly on a laptop or something. You're actually, it's like a retired guy. I have nothing but time, and I don't have to do anything right this second. And it feels good. Yeah. My nose keeps itching from all of this wisdom. So, let's see. You're looking off into the horizon. You're watching some boats. You're watching people doing different things on the beach. There's people of different ages. You're watching even like a sand volleyball, or people doing sand castles, and you're watching different kinds of smaller, like, fun boats, and people even in the air with the, I don't know what you call that, parasailing over the water. And I don't really see water skiing, but there's different activities going on the beach, lots of different ones, different ways people are interacting. For some reason, you're really enjoying taking in all of the different human beings and the different way they're all interacting, and you're thinking about all the different people, different choices, different experiences, different ways they are enjoying the beach. And you're just watching everybody. There's something kind of creepy about you being the guy on the beach that's just watching everybody, and you don't care. You don't even care if they notice that you're watching. There's nothing. You're just like, I'm on the beach. I feel like watching people, and so I'm going to. If you have a problem with it, sorry. There's something like, it's like these, you're just like, okay, that guy won't stop watching me. Or you're like, and you're writing in your journal again. That's perfect. It just seems natural. There's nothing, you have no weird intentions at all. You're just kind of in your own world. And it's right. So let's see what it does. I just feel like my heart is filling with new feelings and thoughts and ideas about the world and about human interactions, and I'm telling you, it's deep and it's moving, and it's really of a high caliber. It's an inspiring message, and it's all your own kind of message. And it's part of your heart. I'm actually feeling you absorbing all of this from the experience, and it's absorbing through, contemplation, the eyes and the senses of that kind, but I actually feel cords of wisdom going into your heart, and then your heart feeding your thoughts onto a page, and that's what I'm feeling. Because there's more heart activation involved with this. It's not thinking, it's heart activation too. It's mind and heart working together as one. And it's balanced. It's actually balanced with each other. It's not like I'm thinking a lot and I'm feeling emotional one day, and then I'm feeling super happy another day, and then I'm feeling really freaked out by life another day. It's consistent and it's balanced, heart balanced. I need to talk to him more about this. So I'm just going to close my eyes and see what else I want to share specifically about that sensation of when, there's a couple days that pass and it's like I'm in the 5D reality, and then there's days that pass where I just feel overwhelmed by this world. I actually feel paranoia. I feel, and then a couple days, but it's not just over the last few months, because your life has had some real, months that go by where you're just kind of a hermit for a while, and then months that go by where you're really a whole new business and interacting with people, and then months that go by where you just sell everything you own and then just go on a crazy trip. Like, your life, it's been constantly doing this for years and years and years. And so let's just see what this is all about. Again, they're showing me the mirror. Again, they are taking it back to the mirror that is you. All the faces of you. And then the mirror that is broken, it never actually is broken, because now the pieces have fallen off. They're still solidly connected together. And they're showing that now the mirror is solid and in oneness, and you see yourself looking back at yourself, and it's complete. They're talking about you wanting to feel complete and balanced with all the versions and faces of you that are associated with emotional reflections and shifts and changes in what are dreams and goals, moving and growing and expanding, and then changing, and then you feeling different. And so I'm just going to stop and just see how what else they want to share related to that. They're wanting to start with your feet. We're looking at your feet connected to the ground, wanting you to feel grounded, wanting you to feel feet firmly planted in the sand. So now we're just going to dig some holes. Okay, Tony, step into the holes here. We're going to fill the holes in, and now you can't move your feet. You're stuck in the sand. So now, no, nope, you're not deep enough. So we're going to bury you in the sand, and you're going to feel grounded, all right? So we're just going to do that. We're going to make you feel really earth grounded. And they're really talking about communication. Okay, boy, this got really loud. A connection, you and Mother Earth energy is a really big deal. And you even every day, several times a day, even saying, Mother Earth, I want to feel grounded. I want to feel grounded. Even if you feel like you don't need to feel grounded, just do it. Do it 3 or 4 times a day. Say, Mother Earth, I want you to ground me some more. I want to feel grounded and connected. I want to feel like I am intertwined with your wisdom. I want to feel like I am intertwined with your love. And I want to feel solid. I want to feel emotionally solid. And you do this several times a day, and you're going to feel more and more and more and more solid, and your earth connection is going to develop in extraordinary ways. And they're it's loud. It's even, you really need to start having interactions with plants. You need to start having interactions with plant tinctures. You need to start, it's going so fast. They're showing me a very odd looking pink flower, and the flower piece is like a triangle, kind of is sort of kind of rounded at the top, and then it comes out a little bit, and it has little balls of pink that are just kind of all over and then going down, and then it's a thick green sort of piece that comes down like that. So, and I'm seeing you interacting with the flower, and there's a really beautiful loving bond you have between you as a human being and this beautiful plant life. And you are inspecting it. There's more to these 5D moments than you understand, because they're raw, real connections with Mother Earth. They're your senses awakening to some more impressive connection with Mother Earth, and it's important. So, did you know how connected you were, or how connected you are to Mother Earth? Did you know that? They're wanting you to know that really deeply, sincerely. Study it. I don't know if they're saying study it as in go get some books on plants and study the spiritual wisdom on plants, study or meditate and have a deeper connection with Mother Earth. You know, people pray to God, right? Well, you can pray to Mother Earth and say, hey, I really want to get to know you better. I want to understand your inner workings. I want to have more of a connection with your heart and your soul, your spirit. You're part of I'm a part of your creation, and you're a part of my creation, and we're here in this thing together. And I want to feel your divine feminine reflection embracing me and in oneness with me. I want to know more about this. You can communicate with her, and you're going to find yourself hearing and understanding things in new ways. I don't know what they're trying to say. It's even more than that. I'm telling you, where you go it's as if you're going to be learning about foods that heal, or plants that heal, mixtures that heal, different types of plant specimens that heal. That's the only way I can define it. I don't know that you had any intentions of that, but there's something, they won't get off that conversation, and they're really indicating that is a huge focal point and something new and exciting and spiritually awakening for you, and very good for you. Very good for your expanding awareness and your heart portal and the new feelings and emotions and experiences you're wanting to have in the spiritually awakening ones. Super good for you. See what else they say. Again, they're talking about grounding the emotions deep within the earth and feeling solid with the earth regularly through asking Mother Earth to help you with that. But I'm doing work here to help with this too. So I'm just making you feel heavier, more solid, and connected with the ground. And sometimes, so when you're not solid or connected with the ground, you can get overwhelmed by thoughts, and then thoughts can overwhelm the emotions, and you can just feel flighty, you know? You just feel like you're not composed as one whole. You're just sort of, you can just bounce around. And so when you feel solid with the earth, you feel like you know what you want, you know where you're going, and things just feel right. So you feel like you understand your direction and you're solid with it. You're solid with your decision making. You're solid with your thoughts. And they're not emotionally derailing. They're balanced between thought and emotion. And that's grounding. So they're asking me if I'm saying then that all of these experiences, which, I mean, sounds to me like there's many here from what you shared, that you weren't grounded in those moments in time. And I'm saying, I'm examining how I feel. I'm examining what those things mean to me, what the images you've shared mean to me, and everything, in order to provide a response to that. There's something in the way of, it was entirely meant to be. You had to be the mirror, right? You have to be the mirror that has all the pieces. It was part of you, okay? It's part of you to be the mirror that has all the pieces that are all put together, and now it's a solid mirror looking back at you, looking back at it, right? How could you ever have been that unless you had all these flighty moments? You had to, okay? And it's part of your makeup and it's part of your identity. You're acknowledging that you're ready for something new, and now it is coming as you can overcome that sort of ripple and wave through a deeper interaction with Mother Earth and a grounding sensation. That is what they're saying. So I don't know how to define yes or no to that answer, but what I do know is that those experiences had to happen. So I'll let you decide what it means to you. There's something in the way of you making decisions based on what you felt was the best choice, associated with how you were feeling at the time. And how you were feeling at the time was one way, and then it happened to be another way. So isn't that okay? They're showing me sometimes the feelings were lower in vibration. And the lower feelings then inspired experiences that just were low. And they seemed continually low for a while. And so how do you overcome that? The ones that stick when they get low. So let's see. That's something that needs to get examined further. I'm saying that because I want to ensure that that doesn't happen to you again. And I think that's what you're really looking for. It's not as if you can't enjoy the roller coaster of life, but there's something about sometimes the emotions get low and then they could stay low for a little while, like a little too long, and it's hard to break out of the cycle and get out of it. And I know how low feelings can get sticky and they can kind of hang on, and so it's hard to release from them, and I totally get how that happens. So I'm just going to see what else they want to show me related to that. I'm trying to go deeper into you in order to create a ripple of change with that, but it's not happening right now. But I'm just going to stay patient with it, okay? When I try to enter it, it's all still very quiet, and I kind of enter the man's head who the lights turn on in the head, but nothing is on in the heart. And so when that happens, you have to find a way to activate the energy within your heart that inspires motivation and change. Only you can inspire it. Other people can inspire it too, but you can choose to go low if you want to, and then stay low if you want to. And sometimes it gets too comfortable and too sticky. But if you don't like the experience, then you need to activate changes and shifts in your heart in order to bounce out of it. And you can. See. They're showing me a man who could study something in such great detail that nothing else around him is in existence. And such focus that everything else that you would see, so we're looking at the pink flower, right? And that is all I see, and everything else disappears. So all the greenery and all the other flowers, I just see this, and that's it. And I'm looking at every tiny little detail, every ball, every shape, everything about this specific one flower. I'm just examining, and nothing else is there. Focusing to such a degree that nothing else is there. And there's some version of joy that is attained when you go into that experience. And it's almost like a perfect meditation or nirvana. And it's also associated with study or development of understanding of a creation or of a truth or a philosophy or whatever it might be. Being sucked into it, even going into the fabric of the creation of the flower itself, actually blending with it entirely, while simultaneously being separated and looking at it and observing it. You find love, you fall in love with study, actually. You can fall in love with study to a degree that you would remove yourself entirely from human interaction. And that creates a version of joy, but it gets overboard in that you can't disconnect from the meditation in order to have interactions again. So it's almost like you get sucked into a meditation that becomes your life experience. And then how do you push your soul out of it? How do you separate it from it, disconnect from it, so you can go have other experiences while you're also studying things? They're saying that's part of... this knowledge is itching my nose. But they're saying that is part of it too. Part of this is you actually go into a field of study and you can be immersed so deeply into it that you actually merge with it and becomes your very reality, and you start living in the study itself. And then sometimes the study itself can be so you can immerse so deep in it, you can separate from other human beings for long periods of time. And again, there's something that's totally fine about that, but there's something that's a little too severe about it as well. And you kind of notice that it's getting severe, but it becomes a burden that you can't get out of. It's like you cannot escape the reality that you merged yourself with. It's crazy. It's like watching a video game and then blending with it. But the video game is your study. So you're playing your study over and over, and then you're merging into it. And now you are a part of your own study. And then it's sort of like the study itself disconnects you from human interactions. But the study itself can be constantly changing because you love the act of studying. You love the act of learning new things. And somehow... it's just you get new motivations, and then they suck you into a new experience of study. They're showing me even you So, what would be like the beginning of this year? You were on a totally whole new version of study, okay? When you decided to you were on like a road trip experience, and so you were studying life and yourself and what you were studying something special here with this. And then you knew it was time to remerge with the old routine type of thing. And so you remerge with that while you're now studying a whole new version of spirituality through this ascension thing, and more learning related to all kinds of subjects related to ascension. So 5D, 3D, Mandela effect. I mean, it's just a list goes on and on and on and on and on about what you could explore related to this. And that's been a derailing, energy shift experience. So many of us have had a hard time with it. And now you're ready for something new, and now you are going to into a whole new version of study. They're saying positive, 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 and the positives just keep going up, up, up and away for you. And this is very, 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 very good. They're like, good job, you made a really good choice. They're saying you are going exactly where you are supposed to go next. And you need to feel confident, you need to feel sure, and you're on to really exciting things. So see. They're asking if is it a bad thing that you have this style about you that really immerses you, submerges you into a field of study for periods of time where you get so deep into it that it could separate you from other human interactions. Do you feel that's bad, or do you feel that it's good and bad, or do you feel that, what are your feelings about that? That's what they're wanting to know. I want you to think about it. There's no doubt that this has been part of the journey for you in this lifetime here, and you're aware of this. It is still part of the experience, and I'm not convinced necessarily that it won't continue to be, You just observe it, you acknowledge it, and you're quite a human being because of it. So there are positives associated with it, and then you just need to learn how to find new ways of getting out of it when it happens and you notice that it's going too far. It's sort of like a gift that was given to you for you to really learn through these deep immersions and these studies of yours. And they go on and on and on. And it goes back to the man who has so much capability, the one man with all this capacity, all of this to share with so many faces, all of this study that you actually lived, a part of the study itself. You immersed yourself within the experiences themselves. You created your reality to be a part of your study too. It's huge. It's super huge. And one day you will start to see it and understand it and know what you are to do with it. But maybe for right now, you're just interested in another new study. That's all they're going to say about that. See what else. They're really positive, and they really want to congratulate you again for everything you've accomplished in your life. You need to know that over and over and over and over and over again. You need somebody to tell you that, actually tell you that. Somebody who says you did it, and you're a really incredible human being, and you're an inspiration, and you're amazing, and you have so much to share. So much to share that makes an impact. Because you have all of these experiences with all these emotions and all of this meaning, and it can touch people's lives and change the way people think and perceive about the world itself. You need somebody to be telling you that, and you need to let it really sink in, and it creates the motivation and the blast off energy to keep conquering more and more and more. And spirit again is really, it's really happy and really proud of you and really saying you're awesome. And it's sort of again the cheerful water flowing the waterfall, and it doesn't matter, the water is happy whether it's going straight down the brook and then whoa, I'm going down the waterfall and I'm still happy, and then it goes again down, it's still happy. It's just keep being happy no matter what happens, okay? And feel excited and motivated because you have so much to look forward to, and it's going to be awesome, okay? And it's going to be bright and colorful, and it's going to be memorable and new, and a whole new experience of joy. Let's see. So I am to touch your heart, and then we'll see what happens next. I touch your heart, and then I touch the side of your face too, and then I look into your eyes, and so I'm doing that. I'm filling you with energy right now. Motivation and energy to help you know that it's just excitement energy. It's just life energy. It's love, but it's excitement, right? It's just to know that everything is going to be awesome and more awesome from here. I don't know what you call that. Reassurance maybe, but it's reassurance with impact, and it's heaven style. And it's really positive and boosting, okay? You need it. It's sort of, some part of you feels like you're saying goodbye. Like you've been having this sort of round robin experience in your life, and you're going through another version of a goodbye from a whole new experience. And now you're having to say goodbye again to a whole new experience and going off to having a whole new another experience, you know? And so there's an odd part of you that feels like you were saying goodbye, and you say goodbye and goodbye and goodbye over and over and over and over again. It feels like you're constantly saying goodbye over and over and over again to life experiences. You just go through these shifts constantly. It's what it feels like when I share this energy, this motivation. Some part of you, there's an odd grief or sadness, and it feels like you are once again back to the old drawing board of saying goodbye to another experience, and you don't know what this new one is going to have in store, and it's just, you just are going to hope for the best with it, right? So I'm saying we're gonna, no such thing as goodbye. We just crumple it up, throw it away. No such thing as goodbye. There was no goodbye. Does the water say goodbye when it jumps off of the the waterfall? Like, it's like, oh, see you, sayonara, I'm going off the waterfall. Wee! It's just like, oh, bye, waterfall, see you later. No, it's just like, wee! It just keeps having more fun. It just keeps going, and it's so excited for the next thing. It never feels like it ever has to say goodbye. It just keeps moving, right? There's never a need to say goodbye. You just moving to the next thing. It's like a transition. It's just totally normal. It's great. It's not goodbye at all. It's like, it's hello, next place, hello, new things. I mean, it's water flow, it's waterfall, it's water movement, it's you in motion, and then it's positive. So I'm putting that into your heart and into your mind, okay? So, gosh, there's just something still, you're definitely with it, you're definitely getting that one, but there's still some part of you that's kind of, I don't know, loosen up, come on, like, hello, you loosen up, so, like, I gotta move your shoulders, and you're not a statue, you're actually a person, loosen up, like, get excited, something like that. It's like, are you made out of wood? Knock, knock, knock. Like, knocking on wood, but you're a human being. You're good to go. You are awesome right now. Everything is perfect right now, and it's right. It's just right. So, why are you so unsure? What are you so unsure about? I mean, I'm giving here to you, but you're not. Some part of you in this scene, this is you speaking to me here. So I'm going to help you here with this. So I mean, you're stiff. You're not. I'm inspiring you to sit down on a chair, and it's like the Tin Man without oil or something. I can't get you to move your parts so you can sit down. You're just stuck. Saying, are you able to trust that all things happen for a reason? That this is entirely meant to be and exactly as it is meant to be. Do you trust in that? Do you know that that is the way of it? If you trust in that, then you can sit down and relax, right? Then you can know it's okay. That can be the oil for your hinges. Trust becomes the oil for the hinges, right? You trust. You know it's going to be okay, all right? You just trust, you know. It's the oil for your hinges. Trust. It's helping your heart feel warmer. It helps your heart feel a lot better about everything. It creates a comfort and the motivation to embrace it a little bit more. You can smile now. You're actually smiling now. That's a good sign. You need to be smiling. You need to feel relaxed. You need to smile, and you need to know it's going to be great, okay? There's something here about romance. There's something here about a bouquet of flowers. There's something here about really adoring those that you love in your life and really cherishing them. Really, it's not about the study of everything else, study of the love that they are in your life and their meaning of love in your life. And you sharing new versions of love with those that love you as well. And that too creates motivations of a new kind. It creates deeper meaning. It's important. There's something about these flowers, something about sort of like lavender flowers. They all look the same, and they're all in I pulled them out of your heart, and they're just in a bouquet of flowers. Something is beautiful, very beautiful, natural about them. So I'm smelling them, and I'm interacting with them to understand their meaning. They remind me of what is love that is being shared from your heart with others. And it's sincere. And it's not only meaningful and making a meaningful impact but on others, but it's also making a meaningful impact on you. I'm telling you, it becomes a world worth living in. Something about your heart, something about it It's got a black hole in it. And when I touch it, it really hurts. And it says ow to me. I just place my whole hand upon it, and then I share energy with it from my third eye, and then just sharing energy with it. Okay, some part of me just, this is part of the wisdom here. As I'm sharing healing with it, I am pulling it out of your chest and then I'm eating it. Like a hungry monster. See what that means. They're saying it is okay now to put the heart back and then re-explore healing it. I mean, then when I put the heart back, there's a new inspiration to rip the heart out and then just rip it into shreds like this. And now there's new inspiration after I put it back to take the heart, smash it to the ground, and smash it with my foot. So I'm putting the heart back. So there's a constant. I'm trying to heal it, but there's like every time it seems to get healed, it's like some new version of nightmare. It just hurts your heart really bad, and that's gotta stop. So I'm just gonna try and help create this. It needs to, and no. We need your heart to feel happy. So I'm going to, I'm just gonna focus on it here, okay? It's just, this heart is speaking to me that it's traveled a really hard road and it's felt a lot of pain in the heart specifically. And it just feels like, it even feels like the heart contemplates too. So not only do you go into contemplation within the mind, there's a reason why the heart isn't ablaze, because the heart even chooses to contemplate through everything as well. So now the heart and the mind are both thinking, contemplating organs. When the heart needs to be feeling things, some part of it feels safer by just kind of, you feel all right, but it's a thinking organ for some reason. That's just how it's speaking to me right now. I mean, the heart is analyzing everything through like a thought. I mean, it's like it's a brain thinking instead of speaking to me through emotions and through sounds and such. It is speaking like the brain or the mind would. So I'm just interacting with it right now. This needed to happen. I'm telling you, this is a big deal. I'm holding the heart in my hand, and then I just say to the heart, you're worthy and deserving of love. Like, I'm just doing that with it right now. And so I'm just doing that right now. So it's not enough. Somehow the heart just doesn't know how to feel right now. This part of you is speaking to me. So I'm wondering, so I'm just figuring this out right now. I'm just interacting with it in different ways. When I share energy with it, it doesn't choose to beat or respond so much. When I write the words I love you on it, it doesn't seem to react properly yet. I'm still figuring this out here. I don't want to just speak to it. It's something about trust again. There's something about trust associated with it. It's really, it's like a really kooky maze is trying to solve the puzzle of your heart is like a kooky maze. It's not a simple thing. And it can be a lot simpler than this. So I see your heart then as a kooky maze, okay? I'm taking all the walls down. I'm taking all of the blockades that you get stuck in sometimes. And now there aren't. And when you look at a maze, doesn't it kind of look like, I mean, it can kind of almost look like a mirror that's sort of broken and still there. But a maze is just complicated, right? It's just complicated. And then you take out all the walls and the barriers that the heart creates in order to make it simpler to love. And you do that. You take it all away. Now there's no barriers. Now there's no blockades. Now it's just open. So is that okay? Is it okay for your heart to be exposed and open and free from walls or barriers? Is that okay? I'm asking your heart if it can trust in this world and in other human beings and experiences that can be loving toward you and understanding of you and the fact that you're different. Heart is showing me some other scenes of real sadness, and it comes from younger memories. It's really sad. I'm just watching the scene. I mean, the way this is speaking is like, it never was able to fully heal from some event when you were younger. It was never able to fully create the right balance of emotions again. This too explains why you can go through phases of constant shifting as well. Your heart never understood or knew the sensation of grounded and grounding, or just a solid emotional state. Something derailed it from a very young age. So I'm just... I mean, your heart has a lot to say. The more it's pouring its heart out, so to speak. As it's pouring its heart out, it's not telling me, it's not speaking loud. I don't understand. I don't know what it's talking about. But yet it is sharing. And what it's sharing is a history of many experiences that were very hard for it, and that made it safer to just create more complicated scenarios. And it's just been sometimes it just feels like too complicated. It just gets overwhelmed. It sort of gets overly wound sometimes, and then it's just saying so much, and I don't know how to translate it right. So I'm talking to my spirit guides while I'm letting your heart share too, and trying to make better language to define its meaning to me. The more it shares, though, I'm telling you, it's like releasing a lot. I feel your heart softening, and it's feeling a lot lighter. The heart feels a lot lighter. You have it's almost what would be like, you know, what a normal human being would sort of translate and experience. They would translate it as one, okay? This isn't to denote anybody at all. It just somehow, this is the best way I can define how your heart translates an experience. So what a normal human being would just, I feel this about this experience, your heart would create ticker marks, like a million of them, at every single indicator of a moment of a feeling of a shade or a color or something, and then it would create a ticker mark of emotion, and it would just store it like a supercomputer of all these different things. So what is the actual feeling about it? That's only a tiny increment of the whole of this heart thing. Because that's not entirely it, though, too. It's something like that, but the whole experience, I mean, it's almost like it is felt 10 times harder than anybody else would have felt it. And how you would feel it could sometimes be so intense that it could totally knock you off your rocker. Like how your heart could feel something could just be absolutely insanely mind-blowing. But, I mean, it's just, where's more of the heart-throbbing, pounding, awesome moments? Why are they seem to be too much of the deep, sort of, the I want more. I mean, I want you to feel more love than this. It's just, you can feel excited, you can feel happy, you can feel passion, but where is the deep loving connection feelings? This ground shaking, earth shattering, where is that super incremental by a million heart reactions to things? Like, I want more of those. Not only, so this whole heart thing is not only associated with something, it feels like something of your youth that sort of had it inspecting things with deeper, I mean, it's sort of like you were looking at things more deeply than any young child ever should have been. Because of something that happened, it gets inspired you to focus and look for more detail. And that inspiration now altered the heart experience and the mind experience, and you're sort of like a supercomputer. But you have emotions too, and they can be really deep and almost insanely deep. So if you get hurt, you could get really hurt. But if you could feel love, you could feel really amazing love, right? I'm asking my spirit guides if I've figured it out yet, or if this is good enough. Is there something else? It's a Pandora's box kind of scenario. There's a lot to be said about your heart and what it's speaking to me, and I don't even feel like I've come close to fully capturing it yet. But this heart thing is a big deal. They're saying I'm doing good work in my attempts to explore what your heart, how to translate your heart. That too is, there's something about that, but then this maze, taking down the walls and the barriers and exposing the heart and allowing the heart to feel through trust and allow it to find a relaxation. It's almost like it's overly analyzing everything through incremental moments of feelings that it just combines into them, and it just over in the thought and then absorbing into the study experience. And it's like super powered. And something about it's okay to feel trust in the heart, to feel trust in the body, and to trust in spirit and trust in where you're going in life, and not get hyperactive about the emotion or the thoughts or the anything. Just relax, loosen up, know everything is right about this. I'm asking more about this heart thing. This is a big deal to me. They're showing me your heart it's like a wheel of fortune, but it's a heart, and it's got little pegs in it like this, and we're spinning it, so it's spinning round and round and round and round, but where it stops, nobody knows. Let's see what it does. So it's slowly moving up, and then goes, and then it just goes up, and then it quickly falls, and we're almost there. Where is it going to stop? Is it going to be sideways? It's going to be upright. saying hearts are not games. Hearts are not games, and I'm not going to watch whether or not it's going to be sideways, upright, upside down. It is a heart, and it beats, and it's always right side up. And you can feel it beating correctly with full force and passion and motivation and inspiration. Something about me calling it the Wheel of Fortune, though, too, is also an important clue to this scene. And how your life can go sort of, it's unpredictable, can be unpredictable. You're sort of spinning the Wheel of Fortune, going through life. We don't know what's going to come next. But it's also about your heart experiences, too. We all can, it's you take a chance, but there is no such thing as taking a chance. And whether you win or whether you lose, you're always winning. It's always correct. It's always as it should be. See what else? I'm just going to allow whatever they want to say next to be the next thing, okay? Spirit is sharing a gift of love, and it literally is like hands that is placing energy within your heart right now. And I actually can feel it going into your heart. That's a really good thing. There was sort of like a window that opened up. There's your heart on the inside, and then there's energy that is placed in there for you because you deserve it. And that we just close the window. But it's not as if the window's closed just yet. It feels like there's more transfer of energy going on. There's lots of red energy going into your heart. And it's good. Red's always so good for the heart. It's not only a reflection of love, right? It's a reflection of healthy blood, and it's the color of your heart, it's color of lips, it's color of Valentine's Day, and it's perfect color for loving energy. So as I see it going into your heart, it's making your heart really red and rosy, and then it's also filling your blood. It's just making your blood pump better, and your blood just looks happier, and it's just making you feel positive. It makes you feel more alive. It makes you feel like a champion. It's really good. So I'm actually getting to watch the heart beating, and the heart actually is beating strong. And then the blood is really, I get to watch it flowing through your brain and flowing through your eyes and flowing through your fingers and arms and shoulders and all the way down to your toes and up. And it's all sort of breathing on the inside, and it's going places and coming back, and it's breathing. And it's really nice. The blood is touching everywhere, as it should. It's going into muscles, and it's going into everything. It's touching everything. It's really good. You feel strong to me. You feel like you're strong and you're grounded right now. Everything feels right. There's something interesting about timing, because this odd sort of glass door or whatever is closing. It's something like an old clock. You could put it, you open the little window, and then you make sure that the clock is set correctly, and then you close it again. There's something about when I close it now, everything's on time. Everything is working in balance, and it's flowing properly from head to toe, not only physically, not only energetically, but in your goals and motivations for what you're going to do and where you're going to go. Everything feels like it is on time. It's very good. I mean, it's awesome. There's something like perfectly balanced about it. I mean, if you could have 3 human beings, but they're just the outline of a human. One human is, balanced physically. Next human is balanced, you know, with where you're going in your life. Next human is balanced from head to toe. Like, they're all fitting into each other. So what is all these different layers of balance are just one in oneness. And they're so perfectly balanced. They're not only a version of balance, they're perfectly balanced with all the other versions of balance. And so you fit them all together and they're just one. So you only see like one cookie cutter of a human being, and it is you. You are in balance with all the other versions of balance. You fit into the balance. It's awesome to see. It's really enlightening, it's really fun, and there's an odd wisp of sort of old, like, whatever is in the past is sort of coming out the back of the head as sort of a smoky vapor. It's really good. I mean, we're going back to the scene where we were all stiff and rigid, and you're actually doing like a silly dance. Like a funny dance. I don't know how to, it's like, I don't know how I describe the silly dance you're doing. You're loose and limber, and you're doing a funny dance, and you're just like, you know what, I'm on my way, and it's right, and everything is feeling right for me. I feel like I'm going places, I feel right. It's good. It's like the scarecrow getting off of the post, you know? He has so many reasons to be so happy because he can dance now. He's not on a post. He doesn't have that thing stuck in his back anymore, and he's on his way, you know? He can go places. And it's great. So, the scarecrow has a heart, though. Isn't that the Tin Man needs a heart, and the scarecrow needs... What does the scarecrow need? Doesn't he need a heart? I can't remember. I'm just trying to figure this out, because there's something important about this scarecrow guy. I know Lion needs courage. Tin Man needs a heart. Scarecrow needs something else. Brains. He needs brains. That's right. Something about that. And they're all on a journey, you know, to the next thing in their lives. They're all going there together, and they all take care of each other. They're all each other's balance. They're all going there together in friendship, you know? It's something about this. Something about this whole message about you're not alone, and the journey to get to the Emerald City is a little bit creepy along the way, but it's enlightening, it's motivating, it's inspiring, and it's beautiful. They don't give up, do they? They just keep going. They do make it to the Emerald City. They end up getting all of their dreams to come true, even. So many things happen on that journey, too. So many reasons to find and discover who and what they are. Scarecrow always did have brains, and yet he was searching for them, but he had them all along. What is it you're searching for that you actually had all along? What is it, Tony? What is it? Only you can decide what that is. But that's part of the fun of the journey, isn't it? Maybe you'll figure it out at the end. Maybe you already know. Maybe that's what life's all about in the first place. Holding up the mirror and saying, who am I? And then you go through the life journey and you discover that. Some part of who and what you are, you'll find out. And that's why you keep going on these constantly shifting life experiences and changes. You're constantly discovering and rediscovering who you are. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a very beautiful thing. See what else? Just gonna close my eyes and see. There's something interesting that they're focusing on your gut region right now, and there's some energy that I'm pulling out of there. It looks like a helicopter actually flying out of your like gut region and just flying into the sky. It's like a real life helicopter. I can hear the propellers even spinning. And there's even a dust cloud kind of coming out too. It's like it was on a dusty ground and then it's taking off and it's just mess. It's just flicking up dust. It's just old energy. They're really encouraging more of this to come out as well. There's some other old energy associated with the lower spinal column. It looks like a long pull. I'm just pulling it out of your backside. We're laying you down. We're doing just some massive, quick energy work. We're pulling just old thoughts that aren't helpful, aren't positive or whatever. They're just pulling out of the head right now. There's some odd red energies that are kind of here in the shoulders that don't look healthy, so I'm just doing some work on that. It's almost like the skin is removed and I can see red muscle tissue on both sides. And so I'm just examining that. I'm seeing your body in some parts disappearing and then other parts being there. I'm asking Mother Earth to enter into the scene and help you to feel whole again. It has to do with the gift that comes from Mother Earth. Something that will help you, enlighten you, and help you feel perfect balance. Something beyond measure, something beyond the physical. You are looking for something far more than this. And so I'm having her enter into the scene and then share energy with you. It's green and it's filling you up. So all these sort of invisible parts of you, I actually see like filling in with green. You're merging entirely with green. You're even wanting to show me that all the other parts of you are just leaves and they're just blowing away and that you are entirely infused with green energy. You seem empowered when you are full of green light energy. They're really, again, inspiring you to explore the wisdom of Mother Earth and plants and nature. It's going to revitalize your senses, is what they're saying. Revitalize your perception. Revitalize the emotions in your heart. Revitalize everything you've come to know and experience up to this point. Okay, they're literally showing me a wooden stake and a hand and the stake being jabbed through it. While simultaneously it's not going through the hand, it's sort of like going into a bowl and then chopping something up. It's a weird, it's like, is it hurting you? Is it a wooden stake going through the sort of eye on your hand? Or is it in a bowl and it's being chopped up some sort of, ground plant? I'm examining both scenes to understand the meaning. There's some aggression or anger and a self-inflicted pain or frustration. While simultaneously, this is extremely harmonious and balanced when the cup is in the hand and then there's some sort of mixture going on. That's perfect balance. Whereas sometimes it just, I don't know, this scene, I feel furiously angry, and I am jamming it into my own hand and through this sort of eye, sort of a psychic eye here. There's a reason for this. There's going to be some healing now. It's okay to pull this out, to acknowledge frustration is what it is. You set this down. This is healing very quickly. Even an angel here, and then the angel touching the hand, and then healing the eye. This has to do with you and something you're capable of. It's bigger than my language can define it. What is... Okay, how do you accomplish anything in life? You have to have hands, right, to work, to even mix plants. You have to have hands to drive a car. You have to have hands to eat. Hands that do damage. Hands that hurt other people. Hands that even hurt ourselves. There's something about this motivation or this action is a self-inflicted wound. I choosing to cause damage to myself. But the thing is, it's not necessarily about you. It's about taking somebody's hand somebody whose hand has been in an action of self-inflicted pain. I mean, how many times do we use our hand to take a beer and then drink it and then get absolutely wasted, and now we are poisoning our body? So hand is creating self-inflicted pain, you know what I mean? And so there's this angel is not only an angel, but it is somehow you too. Taking somebody's hand that has caused themselves their own pain, and then actually taking your hand and then healing their hand with it. And then also seeming to have some comprehension about plants that you actually mix and create like a medicine that you set on top of a wound. And it's instantly healing. And it's green. There's something about you and the green. That was an important message. You needed to know that one. And I think maybe you know it better than I know the meaning. But I'm telling you, the way it feels is really awesome. The way the gnarled steak felt going in was like, ew, splintery, and it hurts. And then you take it out, and this was instantly like, the pain is gone, and then this sort of paste or whatever that was being mixed in a hand. So hand of pain, hand of healing. It's like the snake that has the poison that kills or the poison that heals. So it's sort of one snake that could do both, right? It's hands that could harm or hands that could heal. But they're really indicating that you take the hand, or you work with an angel that helps you, and then there's some sort of mixture. You seem to be working with plants in order to help people feel better. I mean, that is what this looks like. That is what this is to me. Okay, so let's see if there's this. So there's some sort of female angel here. She looked like an older woman that is getting younger and younger and younger, and now she's a child, and she's giggling and jumping off from this high part, and then you're taking your hands, you've caught her, and now you're holding her. The angel. That is a child. And I feel your heart beating, and it feels so right. It feels like the biggest, most amazing, most impressive balance of love and experience that I have felt this whole time. It is the one thing that has made sense out of everything else. This moment and interaction makes more sense and has more balance than anything else I've ever felt. I mean, your hearts are beating as one. You seem to know what each other's needs are, or what each other thinks. There seems to be a real heart connection between you both. And this young girl then calls you Dad. She feels lifted up by you. She's your angel, but yet you are an angel too. There's a real deep bond you both have with each other. It's a big deal. It is the most sincere version of love. I mean, it's extremely balanced and genuine. It's what heals everything else. It brings sense to everything else. It's the only way I can describe it. Okay, Tony. Well, that's your soul rebirth journey. Thank you for this experience. It's very interesting. So, be curious to see what you think about it. I'm definitely wishing you the best with everything you do. And thank you for your willingness to share this openly too on YouTube. And for those of you in the audience, if you're interested in a soul rebirth journey with me, you may do so by visiting my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching.